Hello guys and welcome to Cars at 100. So I wanted to make this video for a while. I've been absent from YouTube running my business, so I finally got the time to do the review for this car. My lease is over. It was for 2 years, but that's been already extended to 6 months. First time ever I extended my lease. Already a good sign of basically what this car and what this review will be all about. So that's a hint for you that this is a good car. In many ways, the reasons of it being still in my possession is because it is the car that I really enjoy and it helps me do my business. It has plenty of good things to tell. So let's start from the good, and I'll tell you a couple of negatives about this car, but I really enjoyed it in terms of usability of it. So the biggest plus of this car is how usable it is in terms of the cabin space. I even mentioned this in my first 1 year ownership review of this car, and nothing changed since then. To be honest with you, I need bigger trunk space, but this car has been very good in terms of the trunk space as well. It's engineered to be big in size on the inside and to be small on the outside. Not like cars like Acura TLX that have a big footprint on the outside but not that big on the inside. In many ways, this car has been all I needed because it has some sportiness to it. It has somewhat of a good engine, 4-cylinder. It doesn't consume a lot of gas, and it's pretty efficient actually. On the highway, I put a cruise control on, which has adaptive cruise control with lane keep assist, and it's good in many small aspects. The display for this infotainment is very responsive, very easy to use. Transmission is fun to drive in every time you use this car because it shifts fast. You have heated, cooled seats. Right now summer's coming up and cooled seats will be really good. As you know, in New York you get cool and you get hot. I would say that there are a lot of people who hate on this brand, and I think Kia has stepped it up in many ways, especially with the design of this car, especially with the GT aspect of this car, having a sporty feel to it but having an automatic transmission which is usable. You can say the same thing for Civic Si, which kind of in the same price range as this car but has less features, less options on the inside. It doesn't have a cooled seats. There are many other things. Harman Kardon system on this car is better than a Bose sound system, and it really feels good. It even sounds better than some BMWs out there, and I'm very surprised how in such a, I would say, inexpensive car you get such good sound system as well, combined with everything else. You don't feel tired driving in this car. Yes, maybe if you drive for longer periods and you have maybe when you drive 4-5 hours, maybe you get tired, but this is a comfortable car, I would say, in a longer trips as well. In terms of the sportiness of it, another aspect that I like about it is because it's fun to drive. The small burps on the upshift, this transmission makes it a lot of fun. I knew that when I was getting this car. I knew that this transmission was important for me to have because I had a Jetta GLI and it was a lot of fun. This car is actually based a lot and it reminds me of Jetta GLI. There were certain things, you know, the build quality was bad. They are both built in Mexico, but this car feels like it's very good built. There is no rattling, no squeakiness. This car has been solid. In our day and age, to say something about a car to have in this type of quality, because even when you get a more expensive car than this, you don't get that much quality as this car. So that's very interesting too. Also, I praise this car with my friends, with a lot of people that I talk to, because this has been the best car that I owned. Just to name the cars that I have leased, I had Infiniti Q40, I had Nissan Sentra 2013, Q40 was 2017, actually 2015, Jetta GLI was 2017, then I had Alfa Romeo Giulia. It was the most beautiful car. This car, you know what it is, and I like what it is. It's sporty, it is interesting, it is roomy, climate control options, infotainment, buttons everywhere, no touch buttons, only here, and they're all responsive. There is no unresponsive feel to this. And in terms of all the cars that I had, it checks all the boxes. It is sporty, it is roomier, it is more interesting in terms of the quality, built well, it is easy to maintain. I've been doing oil changes myself. It's fairly easy. Sometimes you get overwhelmed mentally running your own business, and this car just makes it easier with everyday use. And I'm really glad that I chose this car. That is the reason why I extended the lease. Minus for this car would be sometimes, because it's a wired Apple CarPlay, infotainment would turn off the CarPlay. All of a sudden it turns off and it keeps turning off. At that moment something happens, but when you turn off the car, you leave, you come back, it'll be fine. And that's a minus for this car. Apart from that, there's no other minus for this car. Believe it or not, I have owned this car, and I really appreciate how this car makes things easier for me. And this is how it's supposed to be. All these brands out there, they're really trying to sell you the car, sell you the brand, and you end up getting sold to the brand, and you don't really get the car that you really need. It might be sportier, it might be more room, it might be bigger, but not a lot of cars combine everything. If this car was a hatchback, it would be a perfect car, honestly. If it was a hatchback and all-wheel drive with this much space, this would be a perfect car. You wouldn't even need an SUV unless you have a big family. Now, a lot of other brands are trying to make better cars. Volkswagen GTI has the buttons instead of haptic controls. It is a better infotainment. It is a bigger screen. Now they're integrating better options. It is more responsive. I think in many ways is because of this car, because of Elantra, and Kia and Hyundai are doing the big things for automakers, even in terms of competition and for people generally. Because if Kias and Hyundais do not exist with the bargain cars that you get more options with, other cars that are costing more expensive in the same class would not try that hard. And I want you to understand why a lot of other brands are right now listening to their customers, is because Elantra N has put a lot of options in terms of the infotainment, and now you can adjust the car basically same way as you can adjust BMW, and it's a front-wheel drive car that is under $40,000. It tells you a lot. So the brand is really trying to win people over, and that's how it's supposed to be, not the other way around. Not people trying to win the brand, but because brand is selling them their cars. Brand is another minus for this car. Kia is the cheapest really car brand in United States. There's nothing cheaper. It's even cheaper than Hyundai. So if you get a Hyundai, Kia is even cheaper. So technically, I'm driving the cheapest car in this country. They stopped making Kia Forte whatsoever. They replaced it with Kia K4, and they don't even have a GT anymore. They have a GT line. That is different. This car also had a GT line. This is a totally different car. More sportier transmission, more sportier suspension, exhaust, which sounds incredible in my opinion. Even Civic Type R doesn't sound stock exhaust versus stock exhaust of this car. It doesn't sound better than this car. Even Corolla GR doesn't sound better than this car in terms of the exhaust. Only GTI that came out right now sounds kind of similar to this car, and that car is almost $50,000, 40, 45. But this car is $30,000. This car was $30,000. They stopped making this car. If they had a Kia K4 GT, honestly, it's this car, the design of this car, how this car was, what this car represents, was in the time when Kia was fighting to get the customers. Now Kia is becoming popular. K4 sells, and I don't know, hopefully they'll make a K4 GT. We'll see what it's gonna be. And I don't know, they released hatchback K4, and I would say it is not really an attractive car. This car looks nice from the outside. It has this certain look to it. It has the small red lines front and back, and you know, it looks somewhat sporty, but at the same time it's not shouting, it's more conservative. I think it's even better looking than Jetta GLI, but Jetta GLI was a really nice designed car as well. So far haven't decided what I'm gonna do in end of 6-month extension of this lease. I don't know if you're gonna modify this car. I haven't used car modified. If you consider this or any other Kia, really consider it and think that these cars are one of the, you know, best cars right now. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions about this car, and I'll get back to you. And I'll see you next time. Stay loving cars.